My name is Carl,
My name's Oscar,
and this is Who Would Watch This?
where we review bad films and decide who would watch this.
Well, apart from us.
Carl, what are we going to be talking about today?
Today we're going to be talking about the Russell Crowe classic from 2020 that came out during COVID, Unhinged. It has a 47% on Rotten Tomatoes, a 6 on IMDb, and a 2.7 on Letterboxd. Oscar, what's the plot? It should only take a sentence.
Do you want the official or what I've got?
Go on, fuck it, just make it up.
Russell Crowe is angry and he's in a car.
Would you say he's unhinged?
Yes. I'd say ticked off. Bit peeved.
Oh, very peeved.
He's the opposite of hinged.
Yeah. And a woman beeps a horn at him and he decides, no, I'm going to kill everyone now.
Yep, I'm going to kill everyone you love. And that's the plot we're going to be following and talking about today.
And that's where we're at. And off the bat, I just want to say, an under 90-minute movie, holy shit, it's already got a 1.5 star.
Oh yeah,
If it's under 90 minutes, it's where you get to start, and then you can just work your way up from there.
2 hours is a weak 1 star. Anything over 2 hours immediately starts at half a star.
This is also then negated if the movie feels like it's over 2.5 hours, but it's under 90 minutes. So there is some math to it.
We have a scale to this system that we're put in place. All right.
So why did we pick this one?
I think, well, we said, hey, we've talked about violent men for 5 episodes. Oh, that new film's about a violent man. Maybe it's on the same trajectory.
Yeah, that's the only reason we said it. I was interested because I wasn't sure if it was a movie or just a documentary about Russell Crowe's life.
Because do you know much about Russell Crowe being a violent man?
I know. What did he punch someone once, or is there more than that?
I don't know. I feel like
all I know is South Park.
Yeah, why?
Wait, was Russell Crowe beating men around the world, picking fights and beating men around the world? I had my uni professor had to write an article on Russell Crowe because Russell Crowe has one of the biggest houses in Sydney.
Does he?
Yeah, huge. I'll show you after the podcast.
Yeah.
It's fucking huge. It's right on the water in the middle of the harbour.
I saw his view from it. He was watching boats on Twitter about 2 weeks ago. So, you know, timestamp that. It does seem big. Okay, cool. So he's a massive house.
So my uni professor went in to do like an article on him. Mm-hmm. So he was just supposed to be in Russell Crowe's house for an hour. Mm-hmm. And he said it was just an hour of Russell Crowe walking down this massive hallway with all of his achievements on the wall, being like, and this is my farm. And it's an incredible farm. Let me tell you about my farm. This is my band. And it's an incredible band. Let me tell you about my band. We were robbed for a Grammy. Like, just to hype himself up hallway sort of thing.
How long was this hallway? Is it like 2 kilometers?
I guess an hour's length. So that's my Russell Crowe story.
I like that. I like that he lives in just a hallway though. He hasn't got bedrooms, he just wanders from
He's like, I lined this hallway with serotonin. It's everywhere. I couldn't be happier when I go to bed.
Go on, lick the wall. Do it. You know I do.
The garb stuffers taste like what's the line?
Snarberries.
It tastes like snarberries.
But in Russell Crowe's house, serotonin tastes like, well, serotonin.
Farm tastes like farm. Do we just want to jump on in? What do you think? Was this movie what you thought it was going to be?
I was terrified I was going to like it. Because I was so scared. Because it's I think it's the best reviewed film we've covered. It has a 6 on IMDb.
I have a feeling the Kissing Booth 1 has a 6.1.
Okay.
So Kissing Booth still might be the highest.
But I feel like I get like the high rating for that because there's like people that adore that and will give it like a 10. Whereas Unhinged, like if someone told you this was their favorite film, no, I wouldn't allow that.
I'd be like, you sir are not hinged.
You need to be unhinged. So I was scared I was gonna like love it.
Like, I went in being like, surely I'll enjoy this.
Yeah.
Because I thought it was just going to be a fast-paced gore fest.
Yeah.
And I was like, and Russell Crowe seems to be like, he's taken it self-awarely. Like,
Yes.
no way he would take such an aggressive, angry character and not think of all of the people that have made fun of him his career for
Yeah.
being an angry person.
Yeah. And then go, I'm going to commit to this.
Yeah. He must have gotten a shit ton of money. Surely it was
so.
the producer that was like, oh, you know who we should get for this? Russell Crowe!
The agent was like, oh, Russell, I've got to roll a lot of money.
Yeah.
It's about being violent.
He's like, huh? Already has his fist to the producer.
We punched this contract.
Do you want to sign or punch it? He dips his fist in ink and punches the contract.
Yeah, so he's... I'm luckily, because I think it's silly and I think it's awful, and I'm glad, because I was scared that we're going to have to talk about it for like an hour.
Yeah.
So.
I'm glad I'm not an angry white man, otherwise I'd probably love it.
We were just on the... We've got one thing in common. We're both angry men, but we are both... Anyway, let's just jump straight...
What a bit!
What a bit. Let's just jump straight into it with the funniest cliche of the whole film. Okay, Russell Crowe is now fat.
Oh, did you... Is it him?
I think it is him.
I was shook.
I was pretty shocked.
I was mind blown. When he got out of the car like flicked up back to normal
Like a
height.
spring.
Like it was a spring. He's that huge.
Is he-
And I don't want to fat shame him, but it just took me off guard. I was like, there's his...
I think you've lost. You're fat shamed. If someone's so comically fat that you've...
But that's what he was. He was a heartthrob.
What?
And he's
Yeah.
one of the biggest men I've ever seen on screen.
Is it a fat suit or...
Surely it's a fat suit. I don't think he'd be this
Would he
big.
committed to this film so much that he puts on 50 kilos?
So he did a television show called like A Perfect Voice or A Voice or something, and he played a prolific character who was fat.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure he gained the weight for that character. I don't know. Nobody fact check me on this.
No one.
But I'm pretty sure this would have been made him coming off of that show.
Okay.
So he probably still had the weight on.
Oh, true. And what was that one he was in?
It's called The Loudest Voice. I think
That's
it's
it.
just
No, I
occurred
have
to me.
seen that. He is fat in that. But he's playing like a politician or something. Or
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
about like a television station, maybe? I don't
something
know.
like that. Oh no, is it not about like similar about Murdoch sort of thing? Is it not loosely based on?
Oh, it's
that?
on Roger Ailes, the founder of Fox News.
There we go.
Yeah, so... But he's pretty, like...
He's pretty plump.
He's a plump
He's
boy.
a plump little boy. So
He's
he
a
was
plump
like,
boy in that photo. So... We
Yeah.
don't know. We don't know.
Anyway,
Seth MacFarlane's in The Loudest Voice. Who would have thought?
stop. We're getting off track from our fat man.
Oh, because here's the thing where I was like, oh, I wonder how big he is. Because he's breathing so heavily, sitting in the front seat, cultivating, like he's just done a fucking jog and then got it in the car. I was like, what have you done? You've driven here. Why are you so out of breath?
He has like no scenes where he's not sitting down, so
Yeah.
I don't know why he's out of breath.
He flicks a match, and I was surprised he didn't breathe it out.
No, he does that dumb cliche where he's like, I burn a match to feel the pain. Like,
From like Spider-Verse?
yeah, like that, they mocking that and they're like, let's do
Can
that.
you do that? Do you know how to flick a match?
What do you mean flick a match? Like light it?
Do you know how to light a match with your fingernail? Can
Like,
you do that?
oh no, I can't.
Like how he does it in the first one?
I feel like you got to like rough it up a bit.
The fingernail?
Yeah.
I think it just has to be longer than your skin.
And he can like...
Like, do we both bite our fingernails?
we're very bitey. I don't think I could do
We're
that.
very bitey. We're both riddled with anxiety. Constantly, all day.
What do you mean? We have a podcast. We can't be anxious.
What, are we anxious to put our faces on camera? What?
Put our faces on screen now.
Oh no.
Oh no, he's been
We
told
can hear
me.
you screaming. A lot of women screaming.
Yeah, so anyway, so he's in the car, he's lighting a match with his finger, he's letting it burn himself.
He then gets out.
He takes off his wedding ring.
He takes off his wedding ring, the storytelling.
Yep.
It's pouring with rain. He hops out of the car, stands in the rain for so long. I wrote down, this man doesn't care how wet he gets. He's truly unhinged. I was like, that's a point of no return. If you're standing in that amount,
And he's got a lot of mass, so that's a lot of wet mass he's
that's
got.
a lot of wet mass. Oh god, I'd love it if he burned his only match. Like he was like, did it too early. He's got to take it into the house through the rain.
Shit. So anyway, he bursts into this house.
Yeah.
Bashes this woman, bashes the man, lights the house on fire, and then with the match, flicks it up, burns it, bam, credits. Unhinged.
Unhinged. This man's very unhinged. He's very unwell.
Is he... Do we believe he should be this unhinged?
No, because here's an issue.
Immediately the film's ruined.
Well,
Why is he this unhinged?
Here's the thing. Here's the thing. I don't know what the point of this film is. It has 0 point to it. It doesn't ask a dramatic question about how he is the way that he is, or what it means to be angry, or how you get the way. He just... It's not even like he has a normal day.
Yeah.
And it's like, we see what he went through. It's like, he's already unhinged. He kills people that never, like, coincides with the main plot again. We have credits. We meet the other people he's going to kill. Then he kills those people. And then that's it.
That's the whole film.
Like,
but it's scattered through. There's this weird... I thought they're going, oh, you know what? We should all treat our, next-door neighbor nicer. But they're just kind of like, the world's a bit angry, isn't it? That's their kind of message. That's all they have.
Well, the movie, to me, it felt like it was positing constantly. Anytime anything bad happened, they're just like, doesn't she deserve it? Every single fucking time. I was disgusted by this film. It made me feel terrible constantly. Every single time. He's like, you didn't apologize. And I'm like, what is this?
We'll get into this. I disagree with the curse beep. I think he's right there. But
what do you think? The cursory. We'll talk about the cursory.
Anyway,
courtesy
so
beat.
these the credits roll. Which feel like
the credits go for so long. Do you want to? I was going to save it to the end, but I'll say it now. The movie ends at 1 hour and 18 minutes.
Yeah.
The
credits.
The opening credits are probably 4.
Yeah.
This movie's 1 hour and 14 minutes, and yet it still can't answer its own question of why is he unhinged.
It's not even about that. It's just, hey, this guy's unhinged. I guess he's gonna do some unhinged stuff.
I can only imagine the screenwriter was on his phone in gridlock, writing a script on notes. Somebody beeps him. He accidentally deletes the entire document and is like, "Oh, I'm upset. I'm very upset.
The Kissing Booth 3 will have to wait. I've got this unhinged story I need to
What else is in this car? Matches, a fat suit. I don't know what I'm doing."
Some scissors that look like candy cane. Anyway, I feel real bad for the main actresses. I feel really bad for the main actress.
This is one of the most violent films.
Oh no,
I've seen
her last name is her full name is Karen Pistorius. That's a shame, isn't it? 2015, Oscar Pistorius does that whole thing. That's your last name gone. Now Karen is a bit of a meme. She's had a hard.
Is she Karen with a K or a C?
A C. What's up with that? I've never seen that before.
I know, it's like Carl's that spell their name with a K. Like, fuck off with that shit.
That fucking Mark shit.
I feel bad for her.
Yeah, I feel real bad for her. Fun little tangent, because I was going down an Oscar Pistorius train. Guess what we have in common with him? Guess what Oscar Pistorius' middle name is?
What?
It's Carl.
Fuck off.
It's Oscar Carl Pistorius.
Who's an actor that we think is hinged?
What, just mellow?
Just together. Just with it. Ted Danson?
No, he's been famous for way too long. You need someone that's a bit famous and then was like, I'm done.
Rick
I was going to say.
Rick Moranis?
Yes.
Yeah.
I was going to say him, but I thought it was a bit too vague. No, I think he's perfect. He was like, I'm done.
Do you know how he fell out of Hollywood?
It's pretty tragic. Didn't his daughter die? Or
I think his wife passed away and he gave up acting to raise his children.
Yeah.
Which I think is
that's really nice.
Incredibly sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's hinged.
Very hinged. Shout out to Rick.
You know what? Big shout out to Rick.
She doesn't know how to take a picture. The picture of her son on her phone is terrible.
Terrible.
I'm convinced a PA must have gone and been like, I'm just going to put it onto this phone.
That'll do. Anyway, so we got...
It looks like he's literally sitting on the edge of a set. And they've gone, hey kid, look up at me.
Russell Crowe's in the background eating a sandwich. Just like, oh, fuck it, it'll do.
A sandwich, but it's really a bowl of ice cream. And by bowl, I mean a 3-liter thing of ice cream.
He's microwaving and I was just drinking for an IV.
He's just got a huge straw. Like a bamboo stick of a straw.
Gotta put on so much more weight for this unhinged character.
People won't believe I'm unhinged if my body isn't unhinged.
No, God, like... Actually, if he had his body, I don't think he'd be unhinged.
If he was doing this movie and was slim as anything, I would have been like, this makes no sense.
This makes no sense.
You need an angry man. You need an angry fat man.
Otherwise, what's the point? We're getting off it. What's the main actress's name?
Karen...
No. What's the character's
I don't
name?
know.
I don't know.
Shall we just call her Hinged? Because here's the thing, and I thought this was hysterical.
Yeah.
Is Russell Crowe's credited as playing Unhinged on Letterboxd?
Yeah.
Not even a character. As if to say the movie wasn't about him being unhinged. It was just about a man who's called Unhinged.
Well, I read it as well. Someone had called him Man. Which...
Well, it's weird because he has a character name in the movie. They call him like Tom Cooper or something.
Yeah, they do.
All throughout it. They're like, oh, wouldn't it be interesting if he doesn't get a name? And I'm like, we know his name is Tom Cooper.
Also, he's meant to be just an average man, not like the devil.
Yeah.
He's not supernatural. He's just a guy. Doesn't dehumanize him. He's still unhinged.
I wish this movie became supernatural. Constantly, I'm waiting for these bad movies to just turn to supernaturalism.
Just overcommit. We don't mind.
No, the character's name is Rachel.
Rachel. Okay. Rachel. She's always late.
Yep.
She has...
It's a great character trait. Good for her.
Is that all she has?
Yep.
She's poor.
It's how poorly written this film is.
Okay.
What are the character traits? She's late. He wants to be on time, the kid. Andy the lawyer is from Westworld.
Yes. And
Always Sunny.
Yep. It's funny, this first act is like the epitome of just like the Chekhov's gun. Everything they mention comes back into it. Not in a clever way, just like, hey, remember those scissors? Did you find those candy cane scissors? Alright, we're gonna move on. Anyway, you're my brother.
She's very good. She basically walks up every morning and is like, son, brother's girlfriend. I'm glad we got that out of the way.
Thank goodness. Also, my phone doesn't have a lock on it. Don't remember that. It's not needed. Here are my scissors. Don't remember those.
I do love the fact, though, that they had to write into the script that her phone wouldn't have had a lock on it.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, there's an alternate reality where we're sitting here being like, well, how'd he get into the phone?
But what, he undid the password? But also, it's later revealed they have a tablet, you can lock the phone. But also, the reason they say she hasn't got a lock on the phone is because she kept almost crashing. So she's a bad driver, because she's constantly using her phone.
I'm confused, whose tablet was that?
I think it was just their families.
But, so when would he have gotten it and put it in the car and taped it up there?
I don't know, because he's taped it up. We get ahead of ourselves.
I just don't know the timeline at which...
I think when he stole the phone, which we'll get into very shortly, he also went, oh, there's a tablet, let me stick that under there so I can track him. Very forward thinking.
Yeah.
That's all I can assume. Right?
Well, it means that, like, after their first interaction, he would have gone, hatched a plan, re-tracked her down to a petrol station...
Well, let's just go into it. Okay, so also the neighbors have a new car. Remember that. Anyway, kids no password.
Let's talk about this because she's driving us under school.
Yes.
The son then says being tardy is an automatic detention. I think that's wrong.
I think that's wrong too.
Because it's the mother's... Like, if my parents rocked up with me late...
Yes.
The parents, it's like not my fault.
I don't know how your school worked, but mine was if you're late, you get a text from your parents. To your parents. So your parents go, hey, your kid was 30 minutes late.
Yeah.
And then it's calm.
Yeah, and then they have to either vouch
Yeah.
for a reason as to why.
Yeah.
Or they're like, cool, I'll settle this then. Why
Yeah.
were you late? Were you skipping school? Blah, 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 blah.
Yeah. Because how old's the kid? Like 10? Like
he's older than that.
He is older than that, but I don't think he's really
He's
old.
in 2 films I like, Child's Play and Lights Out.
Lights Out, yeah.
Yeah, so good for him.
he's like, hey, can I talk to Dad? We never see the dad, but hey, Dad, I got a new Fortnite strategy.
Oh, fuck me.
That was a bad one, wasn't
I
it?
hated this.
That was real bad.
Oh, God.
And the dad's like, not now, I'm working.
Oh, such a cliche, isn't it? Of the dad being like, I can't make those plans.
Yeah.
I'm a divorced dad.
But it's such a background cliche, because that's another film.
Yeah. What day is he having?
Yeah. Oh, I feel like a hinge day, I can tell that now.
He went and got probably a pedicure. That's his day. That's his day done.
That's stressful. Yeah. It's the message keeps changing. So I thought the whole message was that, like, wow, everyone's so stressed, they should take some time to relax, get off their phones. They don't really commit to that.
This more comes out as if you're stressed or angry or feeling upset with life, you deserve to be attacked.
Yeah.
That's what this film
that's
like
the
posits.
message. Yeah.
Ugh, it's so angry
It's
and
just
gritty.
awful, isn't it?
I remember when this trailer came out, and my friend messaged me and went, "Have you watched the Unhinged trailer?" And I went, "Yeah." And he says, "Doesn't it just seem unpleasant?"
Yeah.
And that's how I would describe this film. Unpleasant. We're not even at the part where he does anything yet.
No, exactly. We're just at the start, like, oh god, you've treated this character awfully, and we're meant to be rooting for her, but, like, I don't know, the film doesn't feel like we really want to root for her. Does that feel right? It feels strange.
I guess to a point where I blame her for some deaths.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm like, it's hard for me to root for you.
Yeah.
Like, I want you to live, I guess, because I don't want...
But the film just keeps bringing me down to this level.
But anyway, I can't get over how anxious this kid is to get to school.
Yeah.
He's like, we're gonna be 10 minutes late!
I just can't believe she can be like, hey, we're gonna be late. I'm the mother.
So easy. You would rock up and be like, hey, my son has, like, AP Bio now.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, well, he has to go straight to detention, sorry. And I'm like, but I was the reason my son was late.
Yeah.
Here's the thing, let your son catch the bus to school.
Yeah.
Also, I have an issue with the fact that the roads are packed for the first 20 minutes of this film, and then empty. Just bare.
Carl,
Nobody's around.
Carl, it's foolish. It's the school rush. That's accurate.
But the day goes on long that they should then get into peak hour traffic at the end of the day.
Then they're in the residential area, so it's fine.
Ugh.
Again, airtight.
God.
Anyway,
she gets fired.
Yes, because she's late.
Yeah.
Funny.
To which the son is like, it's your own fault. You overslept.
He just starts negging her. She's having a nervous breakdown. Like, let's try and think positive. He's like, you shouldn't have fucking slept in.
Yeah.
I'm late.
What were you doing last night? Watching Gilmore Girls and fingering yourself because Dad's not here?
With a bowl of vino, you fucking bitch.
It's your own fucking fault. You live with your brother and his whore girlfriend. God, you disgraced me, mother. Disgrace me.
So then she's fired. She's like, well, fuck it. Let's just go through the hard shoulder and just get you to school.
Yeah.
Oh no. Carl, what's around the corner?
The biggest car I've ever seen. That's for sure. I kept on being like, do they make cars that big? He spent too much money on the Rabbitohs. It's probably why he's so depressed.
Oh, God.
Remember, actually, I do remember, you got in a punch-up when the Rabbitohs lost the grand final. Do you remember that?
Yes, I remember someone filmed it and, like...
Yeah. He had them around for, like, tea. And then just was like, you're all shit. I pay for your salaries. And the captain was like, that's a bit mean. I tried my best. And he was like, nah! Uppercut, left hook.
I remember, because you know how they say don't ever film a fight? That's like just as bad as doing the fight. I remember two kids filmed that and then made 50 grand. Completely. So every fight you see, film it.
Oh,
It might be Russell Crowe.
TMZ says film every fight.
Oh, yeah.
Here's the thing. If a fight's going on, odds are it's Russell Crowe.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. Do you think he's good in this?
I think he's I think he's doing the best he can.
I think he's really phoning it in.
Well, I don't know.
I was really excited though, because the first time he rocks up and he's like, hey son, roll down your window. I got excited because he's doing a flat out accent.
He is. He did an accent. I don't know what it is, but he's doing one.
Yeah.
So yes,
I was not aware he was going to do an accent, and I became so excited.
Real quick, woman beeps at her, goes, hey, screw you, running around the truck, and now Russell Crowe's caught out with him, like, hey, shouldn't have done that. Go on, back out to the accent.
Here's the thing, though.
Yeah.
Why didn't he go?
I don't know, I assume, either he's checking his phone, which, mixed message, I think he's having a hard day and just needs a...
But
break.
Here's the thing.
I don't know.
This is what I don't get. Yeah. Another thing I just don't get about this film.
Yeah.
You reckon he would have had a cathartic turning point killing his ex-wife and her lover,
Yeah.
and would be relaxed again. Because he's gotten away with murder.
That's not very good for you, Carl.
What?
You kill your wife and you're relaxed.
No, I'm just saying, like, he's overcome the thing that upset him. So what does he have to be angry about now?
What do you mean? If you kill your wife, you're not like, oh, thank goodness, I'm now chilled. You're a murderer. You're a freak.
But he's gotten away with it too. The police aren't after him.
I know, he's probably stressed because he just murdered 2 people.
I don't think so.
Probably in a
Because
state.
he rocks up. He's well dressed again. He's had a shower. Like, because here's the thing. They posit later in the movie he's upset because he lost his pension.
Yes. I disagree with you. I think he shouldn't be relaxed. Anyway,
But he shouldn't be prowling around to fucking... Here's the thing, if he's having a shit... Where was he driving to?
I don't know, it's not his job, I guess, to get his pension back. I think he's just driving.
Where's he going?
When
do we think in the timeline did he kill the night before?
It says on the news that he's on the run for 3 days, I think. So
he's on the run, is he?
Yes, he's like, hey...
Police were after him.
Yeah.
Okay, I take away my argument then.
Yeah.
I didn't catch that.
Oh, really?
I myself was becoming a little unhinged watching this movie. What can I say?
Reflect though, but he also has been on the run for 3 days in the same truck that they're tracking him in.
Yeah.
So
and he's constantly caught in slow traffic.
Yeah.
So they should have caught up to him. I don't blame them though. Anytime this woman asks help from the police, they're like, we can't make it.
I want to talk about it so much. Anyway, Russell Crowe's doing an accent. He says, roll down the window to the little boy. The little boy's...
Try and do the accent. What was it? It was like, hey, little boy! It's like Swedish.
Little boy. I don't even know what he's doing.
It's bizarre. Bizarre. I was not aware he was going to do it. I did, because here's the thing, he drops it after the scene.
It's gone.
It's gone immediately. It's gone after the first few sentences. It's like they recorded it for a little bit and he went, nah, not doing that. And they're like, cool.
Should we go back to the scene? I don't care. I'm in the car. Let's just move
I've
on.
already gotten out of the car.
Okay. Yeah, so he does his accent. We can't do it. What is it? He's from New Orleans. Is that a New Orleans accent?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I'm from New Orleans.
That's pretty close, actually.
It doesn't sound anything like he's ever really talked about. You know what I love? He's an Australian that just cannot hide he's Australian. Like, he kind of does an American accent, but it's so gruff.
Oh, it's so rough. Oh, yeah.
That you're just like, oh, you're clearly Australian or fucking Kiwi, whatever he is. Is he New Zealander? Or?
Well, that's what I was thinking, because I had a little Twitter, stalk. He's very invested in Australia's politics. I assume he lives here?
Yeah.
I guess he must identify as Australian.
Yeah.
Because he's got, but
we have a habit of just pinching celebrities.
Yeah, like, yo.
We're like, Nicole Kidman, you're from Hawaii, but we'll say you're here.
It's like aloha.
So anyway, basically he's like, your mum tooted the horn too much.
Yeah.
What you need to do is a courtesy tap. This is a courtesy tap. A beep beep.
I'm in full agreement with him, and I think I would also go on a murderous rampage if someone beat me that loud.
You reckon you'd get on? Have you been beeped at? I feel like it never happens to me, at least. I hear it.
I actually have had a courtesy tap.
What'd you do?
I was on my phone. But I normally I'm a courtesy tapper. I don't mind that. I think
Are
that's
you
fine.
normally on your phone when you drive?
No, I'm not.
Why were you on your phone this time? I'm upset. Because I'm a firm.
Well, let's go into it. My radio in my car is I don't have it's not like an aux cord. It's my phone at the side, and it fell on the floor, and I wanted to change the song because it's a bad song, and I had to kind of reach down. And the lights went green. But luckily, someone courtesy tapped me and went, "Oh, I shouldn't be doing this. Let me drive off." And
you were like, "Wait a minute." Give me a second.
Dolly Parton's playing. I don't want to listen to it. It's Monday. I don't want to hear 9 to 5.
Yes, you do.
Yeah, I do.
Dolly.
I was lying.
I was turning it on. Kings of Leon was playing. You were like, "Oh, use somebody."
Sex on fire. Not again.
I could use Dolly.
The Dolly Parton and Kings of Leon fans are going to be loving that one.
But I was upset because I went, oh, is this all it is? Because she doesn't apologize.
Yeah.
I do think she should have just gone sorry. But I can understand, after losing her job, her son negging her for a 10-minute trip.
You put on weight. Just like this kid in the back.
He's like, look, if I was dad, I would have made the same decision, pretty much. I was like, surely there's more. But there's not. This is... So many of the people she loves dies in the film.
Well, actually, you know what? No,
Andy she loves. Andy, she's like, that's her best friend is Andy.
The lawyer?
Yeah.
Who else dies?
Sorry, and then, but to her understanding, her brother dies. Until she finds out at the end that
Did we like that? I mean, no, we'll go into that. I want to talk about that. Anyway, yeah.
Because this is the pressing question that I have.
Yes.
And I really hope you're able to answer it, because I think it's really integral to the plot.
I'm open. I'm ready.
Was his Fortnite strategy good?
No. Because what I thought about it, and what I think I've did, like, I've not played Fortnite, I don't really get it, but I think God, we sound old.
I don't know what it is. What's the new imposter one people are playing?
Well, that's fun, actually. It's Among Us.
Oh, yeah. I have that on my phone.
That's quite
Again,
good.
it's another one I don't get. One thing will happen, and then it's like, you're in space. And I was like, what? I didn't do anything.
You're addressing your L's. You're a bad player. Anyway, this Fortnite strategy is to one person distracts, and then the other 3 team members attack the person while they're being distracted.
Right.
That doesn't really...
Seems...
super simple.
Yeah, like it's not a cool new strategy.
No, and also I don't think they actually use it in the film, because they kind of go, remember that Fortnite strategy? Let's use that.
Well, it's like we'll get to it.
Yeah.
But it comes back. But another pressing thing I have is I hate when characters are called Kyle, because I think they say Carl. And I get excited, and I went, oh, is his name Carl? And I have to go all the way onto IMDb to learn that he's not, and then be sad for 40 minutes.
Oh, rats. No one's calling my name. It's just a Kyle on the screen.
Oh,
I guess I'll keep watching this film. So we're like 25 minutes into the film.
Yeah. She's dropped her son off at school.
Yeah.
She's gone to the petrol station.
Yeah.
She's going to go meet Andy, but she's got to go get petrol first.
Yeah.
While she's at the petrol station, she goes to leave.
Yeah.
Who's behind her? Who's behind her at the car?
Man.
Unhinged is there.
It's man.
Unhinged.
Man.
Unhinged.
Unhinged is there.
Man.
He's there, and he's looking...
He's looking sus. So now that I know that he's put an iPad under there,
yeah.
did nobody notice he was prowling around in not his car?
You are right. I guess no one was watching. I'm not giving the
customers are coming in and
I'm
out.
not giving the film that credits. I guess that's how it happened. He got out. What's the kid? No, the kid wasn't in the car.
No.
So he got out of his car while she was refilling. Actually, real quickly, what's up with America? Do they pay for their petrol and then fill it up?
No,
But she didn't pump it. That was really weird.
Oh yeah.
Is that a thing? Also, the license.
Well, how can you pay before you pump it?
I guess you pay for $20 worth of gas.
And then it's on you to...
And then it caps at $20. Yeah. Also, there's only one license plate at the back of the car.
Yeah, that was the other thing I was like, is that they don't put license plates on the front? Surely they do.
I guess they just have on the back.
Look, I have a lot of issues with their rule. They don't believe in roundabouts.
Really?
Yeah, so when I was driving...
Wait. Americans don't have roundabouts.
Like, they have a cut, but I was in San Francisco, and I was driving around, and you get to an intersection, and it's whoever gets there first has right away at a four-sect intersection.
To not give...
So it's on... I remember somebody waved me through.
Yeah.
They went through, and then the next one, somebody else, like, cut in, went before... And then I had to wave someone else through, like, I'm like, oh, but you were next. Like, at an intersection.
Very strange.
Like, it was really bizarre.
I would be
like,
unhinged if I lived in
Here's the thing, there shouldn't even be a roundabout there. There should be...
a traffic light.
Yeah. It was weird.
That feels like a very weird police... Because... Unless everyone follows it, first there you go.
Because we also had an issue in, in Speed 2, the cars wouldn't pull over for sirens.
No.
So I don't know what's going on over there with their road rules. if you're from America, let us know. Because I'm concerned for you.
I would like a PDF. If you guys could email us a PDF with your road rules, just so we're aware of stuff. Anyway, a man gets run over by a car.
Well, you see, because her fault.
Okay, so first murder's on her. Is that what we're
I think first murder's on her. I do love the fact that she forms a little team.
Oh, she does. She's in the petrol station. She's got the sassy cashier and this kind of like cool
laid back
dude.
Cool dude, and he's like, I'll come out with you, and she's like, I'll phone the police. And I'm like, there's little Avengers, let him go.
Let's do it.
She's like, let me get a raccoon.
He can talk. It's Bradley Cooper. So the man goes out to the car. He gets the license plates on the back of the car. Just that. Weird.
Yeah.
Anyway.
He's like, what I don't get is the man kind of deserves to die, because he stands in front of his car and antagonizes him, and he's like, go on your way. I got your license plate, they're right up here.
Yeah.
Haven't written them down anywhere, so only if you kill me will I... Basically taunts himself to death.
He's like, you go forward now in front of me.
It was kind of brutal. It didn't show any blood, but he rides Russell Crowe's car till he's thrown into traffic and hit by oncoming traffic.
Yeah.
There's a lot of the traffic stuff is filmed quite well. It's pretty brutal.
I think so. I think, let's give the film some credit. I think the stunt work is very impressive.
Yeah, I think the stunts are all cool-ish. Here's the thing, it's not written or directed by amateurs. They've got credits under their names.
Yeah.
Like multiple credits.
Yeah.
They just kind of do this low-grade B-level schlock with A star that propels it. This guy also wrote Disturbia. Have you seen that?
I've not seen Disturbia.
It's like the Shia LaBeouf one where it's
I've
just
heard the Rihanna song.
Disturbia. Well, I thought it was a tie-in to that movie.
Oh, really?
Found out the other day it's not.
Oh, crushing.
Yeah. But that's like Rear Window, but it's Shia LaBeouf.
Oh, good for him.
Yeah, look at him
But
go.
is that good? I feel like this is just made. I don't know. I feel like, here's the thing. This film is now the highest grossing film of I think the last 6 months.
Yeah.
Because the only thing out.
It's this and Tenet.
I think they knew this.
Two movies so different.
They both feature
somebody who knows Denzel Washington.
Denzel Washington watching both going, goodness, which one do I like more?
Oh god, do I like the one that stars my friend from American Gangster or the one that stars Russell Crowe?
What is his son?
Yeah, I know. That's the gag.
No, Russell Crowe's his son.
Oh.
Flip the gag. Bam! Back on you, you're a fool. Alright.
He legally adopted Russell Crowe after filming with him. I like this guy. You seem angry, but I like you. You got fight. You got fight in you, and I like
Here's
that.
some birdseed, eat it all.
Oh.
Get plump.
I wish Denzel Washington was in this.
Oh, no you don't.
I love Denzel Washington. I feel like if you... Oh, actually, nobody's going to make this movie any better. Anyway, so Russell meets Andy.
Yeah. So Russell goes to the diner, and Rachel's like, I'm late because I've been attacked.
Yep.
Her phone's been stolen and swapped.
Yep.
With...
His phone, I assume?
Yes, Unhinged his phone. Which is using a flip phone, so he can't do any GPS stuff, he can't do any fancy.
I'm surprised he even knows how to use GPS tracking and iPhones and stuff when he himself uses a flip phone in day-to-day.
I thought the flip phone was bought because he's on hard times, or that, I don't know. He's got a flip phone.
But if he knew how to... He must have had an iPhone at some point in his life.
Yeah, to be able to use it.
Do you have to... I guess he could have sold it for money and downgraded.
That's what I was
But here's the thing, sell that car.
Yeah, it's a lovely car. It's a massive,
here's the,
Dodge Ram.
I think a lot of his issues would be solved by him selling the car.
But then what is he? Just a fat man in a Honda Civic? That's not
threatening. Or a little Suzuki Swift.
Anyway, yeah, so they go to the diner. It's the McPoyle from Always Sunny.
Yeah.
He's a lawyer. Easy paycheck. I think he rocks up. He's on the phone and he's in the diner scene. I hope he got just a nice paycheck.
I'm convinced Russell Crowe killed him in real life. That's what I'm convinced. Again, could be a documentary. I'm not sure.
He doesn't show up in Westworld again. He died. Anyway, so Unhinge's plan is can't believe we're going with that. Is that he's like, hey Rachel, I'm gonna...
It's funny because we know he's Tom Cooper, but we've settled on him being called Unhinged.
We can call him Mr. Crow we want.
Unhinged.
Unhinged called Rachel by a sneaky sort of thing, hey, here's your friend. Anyway, she's like, I'm gonna make your life hell. I'm gonna kill everyone so you know what a bad day's like.
Yep.
He then smashes the lawyer's face with a teacup.
Yeah.
Pretty brutal.
It's really... I didn't like it. Because I usually am a big fan of... I like violence in movies. Like, I love fun, gory violence.
Yeah.
But something about this felt very wrong to me.
Right.
Like, I just couldn't find it fun.
No.
And I don't know what it was.
Something's holding it back.
Like, it's the fact that he's so undeserving of being so brutally murdered.
Yeah.
And I think it's the fact that she's done so little to set him off.
And also, we don't really know... I'd prefer if we saw his life become shit.
Yeah.
Him have all that at the start, and then you're kind of like, alright, sympathize with him. Oh, fuck, he's crazy. Well,
But then the movie would be longer than an hour.
Oh, yeah. I take it all back. This is perfect. Anyway, they smash him with a mug. It's done very well.
People stay.
People
stay in the diner.
Awful. They're looking at this. Wow, he gets killed. He punch him a bunch of times. No one calls the cops.
Yeah.
No one. And I'm going to say it right now. I think this film is a negative for. I think it should be. We should have the Second Amendment. Someone should have pulled out a gun.
Well, it's weird that it is America.
Yeah.
You reckon someone would constantly in movies a diner owner owns a gun.
Own a gun. That's all I know about diners.
Here's
and they
the
have
thing.
coffee.
Like, people seem to not care so much after Russell Crowe left. I literally expected a waiter to come out to that dead body and go, no tip? Typical.
Winks to camera. Oh.
Oh, no, I'm having a bad day.
Yeah, so no one pulls out a gun.
So basically, anyway, he calls her and is like, I'm going to go down your contacts and kill everyone. Or you can pick someone to die. Wild!
Wild.
A 0 to 10. She beeped a horn.
Beeped a horn. I saw a review someone made that was like, a 5-star review was like, I don't get why Russell Crowe does this. It's so unhinged. What's going on? I just don't get. Anyway, I love this bit because it don't think it's meant to be comedic, but he goes through the phone and looks like, your brother? He's like, no. He's like, your father? No. And then she goes, the lady that just fired you? She's like, I mean, if you have to do someone, my ex-husband's kind of a prick too.
Because there's also, here's the thing. Do you reckon he'd do it if she wasn't answering?
What, not kill people?
Well, it's like, say she's like, oh, my phone's gone. I guess I'll go about my day.
Yeah.
And just... because wouldn't all of his joy from taunting her be gone?
Because he wouldn't, because like...
Because he'd be... If every time he was like, fuck, I'm gonna voicemail again?
Yeah, because she
This plan didn't work at all!
He has just a single piece of paper. Give her my phone. She didn't find my phone. Oh, that's gone. All right.
Yeah.
Well.
What's my backup? Do I call the iPad?
That's my ace up my sleeve.
I did. You know what I thought was the most horrific part about the movie?
What?
He starts transferring her savings away.
Oh yeah.
It fucked me up.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, no, somebody could do that if there was. No, there should have been a lock on her bank account.
Yeah.
Is she that silly? You know what? I don't like her.
She's a bit of a silly goose, isn't she?
But anyway, she gets these people killed. She does. She sets him on someone to. Then she does call the police. I'm constantly like, go to a police station for safety.
Go for something.
Just go and be with police.
Yeah.
Never.
Anyway.
She's like, I'm gonna outsmart him, and I'm like, go to a fucking police station.
But it doesn't seem like she's gonna outsmart him. She's just like, I gotta catch him. Anyway, so
Yeah.
okay, so she thinks she's going to her old boss's house.
Yeah.
But he actually goes to the brother's her house with the brother and the girlfriend.
Yeah,
right?
so... Well, I thought he got confused.
Because I was confused at the start of what the relationship with the brother was. I thought it was a weird son.
That's what I thought, because he looks really young.
Yeah. But
I was confused because... I thought there were 2 Deborahs in the phone, and he went to a different Deborah.
Yeah.
But her name's actually Mary.
Yeah.
Because I thought there was a point where he shouts out Deborah in the house.
Well, let's just jump. I'm going to just speculate here. This film is 70 minutes long. We never see the husband. There's a lot.
Yeah, you reckon it was chopped up?
I think it was desperately chopped up. I think a lot of it's been chopped.
Yeah.
Not very often is there like this tiny little prelogue at the start of a man like just killing his wife.
Yeah.
I feel like they filmed that real quick. I don't think this film's been chopped to hell, I think.
I think they definitely must have filmed it and gone, it's not right.
Yeah.
Like, there's
Something's off.
Like, in terms of not right, where it's like, I don't get how...
He's unhinged.
Just something about where it's like, you know how it's like there was a moment at the box office a few years ago where movies kept getting delayed because there'd be shootings and they didn't want to put out a movie that had people using guns in it.
Yeah.
It felt like there was maybe parts of this film where they were like, oh, this isn't good. Like, it's exploitative.
Yeah. Well, because, like, the pandemic hit. News if you're tuning in now. Because the whole sort of vibe of the
Somebody's
film...
listening and is like, what?
Hold up. This podcast just told me there's something going on. Yeah, because the whole message is kind of like, either don't use your phones or don't be so angry. And it feels a bit weird during this time.
Yeah.
Because it's kind of like,
there's
not much else to do.
Yeah. There's a lot of the film to me that... There's a lot of questions.
Yeah.
And considering the director and the writer have track records of making cohesive movies.
Yeah.
It's strange.
It is strange.
It's also... Although, then again, literally not a single fucking production company I'd heard of before this.
No.
It wasn't even a big one that was distributing it. It was just fucking weird. So I was like, God, it must have been like...
Do they just scrape together enough money to get Russell Crowe and go, fuck it, let's bang on
Must have. Because a studio, if you get a star, will then give you more money.
Oh, yeah.
So... They must have been like, if we can get Russell, then they'll pay for some car crashes.
Yeah.
Or something. But yeah, I think you're right. I think there's some stuff on the cutting room floor.
So short.
It's so... And it feels like... The credits are 9 minutes long.
Yeah.
They run so slow.
They're like...
Like, so much slower than normal credits. It's like they knew they had to stretch it.
Yeah.
Because nobody's going to pay $15 to
for
watch
a 60-minute film.
To watch... Here's the thing. Just fucking watch 2 episodes of Breaking Bad back to back. You've nailed it. You've nailed your night. That's 80 minutes right there.
Chuck some ads in.
Oh,
okay, that's
God.
2 hours.
Anyway, so he's already brutally beat up Mary.
Yes.
What's his face? The brother has a knife.
Yep.
He throws Mary at the knife. So the brother technically kills his own girlfriend.
Yep.
Horrific.
Awful.
Yeah, really awful. It cuts back. She's freaking out in the car. I think she's picked up her son now.
Yes.
And then it cuts back. Russell Crowe is covered in such a comedic amount of sweat. Like he's been drenched in the rain again.
I kind of like this bit because I did notice each scene he gets a bigger sweat patch. So I think that's quite funny.
Do you reckon they had a runner spraying his shirt?
So. I think
or somebody just cranked up the heat in the room to like 11.
Hey, can we just dab water? I mean, no, Russell, this is a method film. We want to make sure you're sweating like a goddamn pig. Oink for us, boy.
There's this story of the guy, like the main character from Walking Dead.
Yeah.
There's a part where he's supposed to be sweaty, and they were like, cool, we're just going to mist you up now. And he went, what? And walked over to the corner of the set and just went, ugh! Flexing himself till he was covered in sweat, and came back and was like, let's do the scene. Which I think is insane. Like, outstanding, but insane.
Do you think Russell Crowe did the same thing, but lightly jogged like, fucking hell, and just drenched in sweat?
He was like, somebody just moved me.
Give me a wobble, boy.
Oh, God.
We said no more of these, Carl. What are we doing?
Oh, God. Anyway, so the... Russell Crowe's like, I'm going to set this boy on fire.
Yep.
He keeps taunting him with the light, and I'm like, just blow it out.
Yeah.
He's basically putting up to his face and being like, I'm going to set you on fire. Just be like, I'll flick it back on. One more time. He's like, oh, I'm really unhinged now.
He makes him write a note to... is his plan to sort of frame the... It's not a good plan anyway. He makes the boy writes a note to Rachel saying, hey, you're a bad person.
Which I'm sure... I was like... Because at that point I wrote, she's very mentally strong. Because in the end, she doesn't even care that much that 3 people from her day-to-day life have been horrifically murdered.
Well, I mean, we'll jump into it. The brother... is like lit on fire.
Yeah.
We'll get back to like what happens, but he's lit on fire we assume dead,
Mm.
and then right at the end of the film, what's the like emotional payoff? Just a cop's like, "Hey, your brother survived." We're not gonna
It feels like a reshoot, or it feels like they decided to shoot it in case.
Yeah.
Like, because there's no way this is shown before a test audience and they go, well, that's good. I'm glad everybody in her life died.
Yeah.
And all she's got is her son now.
But then they kind of, I don't know, it's like a weak, it's just very weak.
Because what's his life now? He looked like he got horrifically burned.
Yeah, he's a burn
The cop
victim.
was not quick to put it out.
No, a bad cop. Anyway, so the cop arrives. Thank God the police arrive. This is probably the part where it feels real. The cop just arrives.
Oh, and I was like, fucking finally.
Yeah. He shoots Unhinged in the shoulder.
Mm.
Unhinged throws the fiery corpse at the cop. And the cop's
He's like,
"Why
catch
are you-"
this! And he's like, ooh, a hot potato. Hey, ho, ho! And then, I don't, does he jump out a window?
Yes. He is so mobile.
He's so unhinged. He jumps out a window and steals a car.
Yeah.
Easily.
He steals the minivan that we established at the start of the film.
But here's what it should have been at the start of the film. They're like, oh, you don't have a lock on your phone anymore? No, just like the neighbors don't lock their car.
Look, there's a minivan right there.
See
Holding
that
that
van?
shot.
If we could steal that now. You know, if somebody was to be shot twice and roll out of a window of glass, you could probably steal that pretty easy.
Pretty easily. Anyway, let's get to school. You're late. I've been monologuing. So,
Anyway, see ya, brother's girlfriend, see ya, son, though you're coming with me.
anyway, there's my scissors. The candy canes in them. Don't forget those. Anyway, they find out the boy. Okay, I think the boy. What happens? They just drive off.
Look, they drive off anyway, but then they work out that he's also tracking them through. Like she breaks the phone that he's been mainly contacting
Yes.
with, but finds out that he's actually been tracking her through the iPad.
Yes.
So then they get... Here's what annoys me, is they find the iPad and they're like, let's see how far away he is. He's in front of us.
Yes.
He doesn't seem to realize he's in front of them.
No.
Until they overtake him. But her plan was to overtake him. So in turn, because she wants to wave down the cops.
Yes.
This cop gets
Goodness.
so amazingly killed. It's like a truck runs over a watermelon. It blasts.
So anyway, yeah. So they wave down the cop.
Ugh.
Unhinged smacks the cop. The cop spirals out. We think, oh shit, this cop.
He's like, let's get us some more police here. Like, I don't know how they shot this, because it looked so insane.
It's Mad Max level of just like, they got the largest oil tanker they could find, smash through this cop car, and then the truck flips and everything. And then we get probably the funniest line in the whole movie, that like, Rachel's like, fuck it, we're calling the cops. And the cops are like, one moment. Sorry, what was that? An emergency? She's like, yeah, the guy on the news is chasing me down. She's like, we got an accident happening. Can you
wait?
Can you wait? Is that cool?
There's a part where she's like, I've got multiple emergencies, and you can tell the phone operator just rolls their eyes.
like,
Multiple. You can have one.
yeah.
What's your one? My son was tardy this morning to school. We'll be right away.
We're sending dispatch.
We're sending out SWAT.
To murder the high school. Anyway, the Fortnite... No, sorry, we're not up there yet. Hasn't come back.
Anyway, but like the car crashes are so brutal and cool.
Yeah.
Like, there's one where just like a random woman, like...
Who's doing makeup in the mirror.
Yeah, just...
Bad?
Yeah. What is this film?
I
Want?
I don't know who wants to be punished. Who is like worthy of punishment? Because the people that are like on their phone, because it seems like most people are just downtrodden. Like, is it the late? Should you not drive a car? Is an environmental
That's what I thought. It's one of my things. Like, I was like, maybe it's anti-car.
But director didn't get...
Could you imagine? Like, they looked at it and they were like, this movie's actually really anti-Disney.
Yeah.
What else could you cut it to be anti so we're not offending Disney? And they're like, anti-car?
That's Pixar, you moron.
Use your fucking head.
We're like an hour in. We've got 20
So the
minutes
movie's
left.
about to end.
Yeah.
Minutes away from ending. She's like... She basically is like, I'm just gonna go to my grandmother's house, which is not established that she has one.
Nope.
So that's another thing where I'm like, that must have been.
Yeah.
Like, it feels like the script's getting written on the spot.
On the spot. Because they go for a chase that takes like 5 minutes, and it's just a lot of shots of them turning. You kind of go, you can just tell script writers, like, slow down, do a chase, I'm going to write the ending real quick.
Because, anyway, so they park the car in plain sight.
Yes.
So he's like, oh, there's the car. And then she rams her car into his car, which I think flips his car. Which is not... His car's so big, she might as well just driven under it.
Well, she had... I don't know where she got this car, but she has like
so that's... She went in and got the keys to her grandmother's car that was in the garage.
Gotcha. Okay, and while the small child went up to the attic...
Oh, and gets the best hiding place.
Oh, clever. Honestly.
A great hiding place.
Ruined by her again.
Oh,
anyway,
again!
Yeah.
Constantly
we're back to the
ruined by her.
flipping, because this is insane. If you are flipped in a car, and you're a man of Russell Crowe's size... If you're flipped, she gets out of the car and she's like, all right, I've got a golf club. He has somehow gotten out of the car.
He's so, I don't know what her plan was because he's so much bigger than her.
Yeah.
Like, of course he's going to overpower you in a fist fight.
I don't mind that. I don't hate that because at least, on a one-on-one.
You just have an issue of how he got out of the car?
I mean, I don't, her plan was kind of flawless. He'd be upside down in the car. She has a golf bat.
Yeah.
And...
A golf bat?
Oh, you don't call them golf bats?
Well, la-dee-da.
Oh, Mr. Pori over here. Anyway, yeah, so he should be upside the car. She should be able, while he's crawling out, she should be able to hit him. I don't hate it a lot. He's behind her.
I'm convinced he's like a T-1000.
Yeah.
And he melts out like metal and re-emerges in front. If the movie went that, I went, oh, he's so unhinged.
Oh, God, this is so unhinged, this film. Ugh.
Anyway, so then she's like, oh no. Somehow, this confuses me.
Yeah.
So he goes into the house and is like, I'm going to find you, Kyle. I'm going to kill you.
Yeah.
And I know why he's so determined to kill this kid.
No, because she leaves Rachel, because like, I'm going to kill your kid.
Yeah. But why does he want to kill the kid?
So she has a bad day.
She's already having a bad day.
I'm not defending
Here's
it.
the
I'm
thing.
not defending it.
He's like, I don't think you know what a bad day is. She is having a bad day.
She's had a bad day. She's been fired. 2 people have been murdered and her brother's been on fire. I think if we can count that in the bad day category. Should we cherry top it with Kyle dying? Maybe. Anyway, so Kyle's in a perfect hiding spot. The attic of a house this man's never been to.
So then he's like, oh, I hear you upstairs. I'm going to go upstairs. Somehow... She beats him upstairs. Must have gone around him somehow. Yeah. Because she finds Kyle and is like,
scare.
It's like, oh, thank God you're here and alive. And I'm like, you let him to him. Like, you want your child to die.
Moments ago, then Unhinged grabs her by the legs, like, hey, get out of here, and then goes for Carl.
Again,
Kyle. Oh, for fuck, you know me now, do it.
Again, she leads him to her son so he can be murdered. If she stayed passive instead of active, things would be fine.
Yeah.
Which I think constantly happens.
Yeah.
His plan's so poor that had she not have gotten involved, I think things would have been better for her.
I think she had every benefit of the fact that there's been a 3-day manhunt for this man, and that he's driving a very noticeable car.
Yeah, 3-day manhunt, so slow to catch him.
So slow.
A 3-day manhunt.
Careful. He's in broad daylight.
In the biggest car I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Constantly driving it around the city.
I mean, he's in that
gridlock.
car. They know he's in that car.
Every policeman should be on the lookout for him. He's wreaking havoc.
Yeah.
If it's a 3-day manhunt, you reckon people would recognize him?
Yeah.
You reckon she would watch the news in the last 3 days and recognize this murderer's on the...
Because the brother, before he gets fired... on the TV it's blaring everywhere and he goes, oh shit, that's you. Anyway, Russell Brand.
Russell Brand. Oh, this movie with Russell Brand would be incredible.
I wish Russell Brand was the child. Anyway,
oh, could you imagine?
Oh.
Come for my bangers.
Should we watch Hop?
Beans and
Should we watch Hop?
I think we should watch Hop. One day we're going to review Hop, I'll tell you.
I'm keen. Anyway, Russell Crowe strangles a boy with a lamp cord.
I was surprised they went here.
Yeah, it's pretty...
Ooh,
didn't like that. Because he gets...
Because he fucking kicks her so hard.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I went, is she dead?
Yeah.
Like... Does he win?
Yeah.
Perhaps?
Maybe.
Oh.
We get to see this kid die. Russell Crowe's killed. Anyway, Hey, Carl. Remember how she was looking for those candy cane scissors at the start of the film?
Nope.
I remember thinking that because they do the worst joke I ever heard. Because she's like, "Where's my candy cane scissors?" The brother goes, "Why do you need scissors for candy canes?" Laughs and then looks at the kid, and the kid's like, "I'm not doing that." And I immediately thought that brother has to die. But luckily, this
Here's a better joke. Here's a better joke. Hey, Mom, have you been getting anything recently? No. Oh, well, where are my scissors so I can scissor myself?
The brother
much better exposition. I've
the
nailed
writer
it.
is listening to this podcast going, "Fuck, we could have used that. We would have been a 7 on IMDb." Anyway, so yeah, she grabs these scissors, and I think she said, it's a pretty good line. She says, "Here's your courtesy tap."
Yeah, I thought it was good too.
Jumps and stabs him in the eye.
Because it's good makeup, good practical effects, and getting like fucking.
Yeah.
And then the movie pretty much ends. They find out the brother's alive.
Yeah.
Then she goes, and somebody cuts her off.
Yeah.
And she goes to beep.
beep.
But she
doesn't.
doesn't. Which I think's wrong, because what she should have learned is to do a courtesy tap.
Yeah.
So she didn't learn the right lesson.
Beep.
The other thing is what I think it should have been, because here's the thing.
Yeah.
She had a bad day.
She did have a bad day.
So somebody should have beeped her, and
she should have...
Well, she wouldn't. She shouldn't have snapped, but she should have gone,
"Sorry."
Yeah, sorry. So she... It's like...
It's messy.
Yeah.
The message is messy.
There's no message.
No message.
I don't get why it's so... Anyway, I don't...
That's the message. Never beep. Unless it's a courtesy tap, and that's fine.
Yeah. Beep, beep. But she doesn't even know to do that.
No.
She doesn't do it. I wish the son had gone forward and just been like, if you hadn't overslept.
It's whatever. The pinwheel circle on the boy. Oh, Mum. Shouldn't have overslept, and your friend wouldn't have died, and my aunt would have died.
Oh, God. No, but seriously, I do want to live with Dad.
Yep, he is way more safer and plays Fortnite with me.
Oh, God. Anyway, this film is probably the shortest movie we've ever reviewed.
Yeah. Crazy. So quick.
I was not expecting it to be so short.
I was kind of like, God, this is dragging. And then it was an hour. I was like, fuck, I've got 20 minutes. All right, fuck it.
Yeah, like I was like, because I was like, oh, this is dragging.
Yeah.
And then I'd be like, oh, is it well paced?
Yeah.
Like I was so confused because I was like, oh, it's wrapping up.
Yeah. That's the thing. It's 80 minutes. The intro's 20. The middle's like...
The intro's 20.
We got 40 minutes in the middle. I guess the ending's 20. Like, it worked. No, it doesn't work.
Do we want a prequel where we find out why he's unhinged? Would we watch that?
What's that one with... Is it Kurt Russell? I think he's playing...
Falling Down?
I think so.
Yeah.
That's what I imagine...
That's more of like a dark comedy, which is like a fun way to go with it.
Well, that's what I think Russell Crowe in a fat suit doing that would be great. Tick.
Russell Crowe's like funny in things.
Yeah, I just recently saw
The Nice Guys. Yeah, he's very funny in that,
He's
actually.
very good in that.
Oh, he's delightful in that,
He's
actually.
great, isn't he?
And he's a bit punchy in it too.
Yeah, he's pudged up, but I think that's... You know what? He's 50, 40? Actually, no, probably not. Actually, he was like...
No, he'd be pushing...
Don't say 60.
So he'd be late 50s, surely.
50s.
Yeah, I reckon he'd be like 57.
Was he in Gladiator? Was he 30?
No, he's like 60 there.
Okay.
He's aging backwards. He's Benjamin Button.
Oh, that happened to Brad Pitt.
Mm.
Right. Anything else you want to say about this film?
Nope.
It's
I don't know why it actually has such... I guess it's quick and well-paced and there's constant action. Like, I get that.
Yeah.
I didn't find it particularly entertaining because I thought it was just so kind of gross.
Yeah. It's probably Is it the best film we've reviewed?
No.
No.
Like, I would much rather watch... Because here's the thing. When I was ranking it, I went, I'd rather watch Money Plane.
Yeah.
I'd rather watch Cat in the Hat.
Yeah.
I'd rather watch the first Kissing Booth.
Mhm.
Like, there were a handful where I went, no, I'd just rather watch it.
Yeah, fair.
So, like, they're more... This movie's just not pleasant to watch.
No.
Like, I didn't find it fun.
Okay, Carl. Who would watch this?
If you've never driven a car before, this is an accurate portrayal of what it's like. This happens to me all the time. It's possibly the most relatable film ever made.
Constantly, I'm in between a cursey tap or a honk, and if I honk, my day is ruined.
Here's the
My
thing,
day
though.
is a
Do you
disaster.
reckon the movies affected you so much it might affect you the next time you honk a horn?
I've never honked. I've never beat.
I feel like I've never honked a horn.
I've definitely cursey tapped. That's fine. Like if someone's on their phone, it's like tap. Lights there.
I give them a bump with my car violently and push them through the light and they get slammed. Like I said,
But no beeping.
So yeah, I think he's like, because the movie's kind of well reviewed, we can actually say there is an audience for this.
Yeah.
I do think if you're a fan of Russell Crowe, you'll probably enjoy him being a villain and all shitty and violent.
I think he's giving a pretty, for what he's given. He's just, if you want to see Russell Crowe angry in a car, kind of like it's the scene where he like eats pills or something. He just like, gobbles them up. He does great in that.
He's an absolute monster in this.
Yeah. But not like in a cool, evil way, just kind of like a slob.
Yeah. He's literally just an angry man. And I think, I don't know, like I get, if somebody was like, I liked that movie, I'd be like, I guess so, sure. It's just not for me.
No. But then what, but if they said that, what would you...
Well,
what
I
would you,
said,
what did
it's
you enjoy?
short.
Yeah.
Things are constantly happening.
Yep.
There was also a moment towards the end where I was like, oh, hurry up, do that thing.
Yeah.
So clearly even I was into it a little bit.
Yeah.
But like, I just didn't enjoy... Like, it was so unpleasant. Where I just kept on being like, oh, I feel bad.
Yeah.
These poor people.
I know.
And Russell Crowe's doing it. Australian national treasure. Maybe that's why I didn't like it.
Yeah, it took... How dare it? How dare it take down Australia's culture?
What about you, Oscar? Who would watch this?
If you're, like, unhinged...
If you're unhinged.
If you're unhinged... Actually, no, sorry. If you're hinged...
And want to know what it's like to be unhinged.
Jump into the mind of Russell Crowe.
Yeah.
And now you're unhinged. Honestly... Car stunts. We've had 2 now. Ballistic, like, X vs. Ever. That was cool car stunts. Is there a market for cool car stunts?
Well, surely Fast and Furious has that market.
Oh, yeah. It has all of it.
Yeah.
It's got $2 billion worth of it.
30 billion, probably.
Oh, I meant just, like, one film. Oh, yeah.
Oh, one
yeah,
film. Yeah. Maybe it's like the Titanic speed thing. It's like, I can only watch one car film a year. I'm not going to waste it on Unhinged.
Damn. Yeah, if it's... here's the thing. The audience is... It's out at the cinema.
Yeah.
It's the film you can watch.
Yeah.
If you've seen Tenet, go watch Unhinged.
Yeah. I guess if you hate women, you'd probably like this.
Well, actually, better yet, where would we rank them in the awful men we've reviewed in the last 5 episodes? I'll throw in The Demon. We've got Harry Styles.
Yep.
What's his name?
I don't know. Hero.
We've got...
From After. We've got Noah from the first Kissing Booth.
Yep.
We've got the technical hero of Speed.
Yep.
Who we thought was...
A monster.
And then Zulu. I think Zulu's the best.
I think so.
Who's the worst? Probably still Noah from the first one.
I think so. Wait, which one? No, what's the brother's name? No, you got Noah.
Oh, the best friend.
Lee. Friend. Lee. I think Lee's still the
worst.
Oh,
interesting.
I do think Lee's an awful person.
We'll decide later in the year.
Oh.
Yeah, no. I wouldn't watch it. It's not for me.
Bam.
Yeah.
Not for me.
There we are.
There we go. Solid 1.5 out of 5. What would you call that?
I gave it a 2. Just because I was like, it's more of a film than some films.
Yeah, I'll give you that. I'm still gonna...
Money went into it. Like, I was like, I've seen a lot. Like, it could have been so much worse. It could have been boring.
Yeah, but is this a smidge below average? It's 5, because 5 is just a bang on average film. Would you call this a smidge below average?
Well, you see, because I think...
Where do you put... Because 5... I'll give you this. 5 for a film does feel wrong. To
like
call
it's
an average film...
Like, it's a 4. Like, I've given it a 4 out of 10. It's got fine acting, fine stunts, under 80 minutes, and it has, like, good violence. Like, I didn't like the violence, but, like, the violence is well done.
Yeah.
Like, it's fun, gory violence. It feels brutal.
Yeah.
It's that's more compliments than I can give a lot of the 1.5 stars films.
Fair enough.
I can't give Doolittle a fucking compliment. I'm trying right now. Like, I can't fucking give it a compliment.
Is the voice acting good?
No, that's another abuser. He was abusive.
Oh yeah, oh he was more...
Doolittle's the worst.
Oh, he was, wasn't he?
What was the first movie we did? It's probably Artemis Fowl.
Oh.
He's an abuser. He abused that poor fairy.
Oh, Holly. I can't believe I remembered her name. Oh my goodness. And again, another reason why you should listen to all the podcasts. They're all intertwined, like all those Marvel films.
Yeah.
Carl, what was your palate cleanser for this week?
This week, I ventured to the cinema and watched the new Blumhouse film, Freaky, where Vince Vaughn and a teenage girl body swap. But Vince Vaughn's a serial killer. And it's a delightful amount of fun. Have some substances when you go, like I did. It's not as good as it should be.
Yep.
Not as bad as it could have been. It's completely held up by Vince Vaughn doing an incredible performance. And there are like 4 or 5 particularly funny laugh out loud moments. It's because like when I think of horror comedy, like some of my favorites are like Scream. Because when it wants to be horror, it switches.
Yeah.
This movie never really does that.
Never really
It
gets
just kind of stays silly. So that's where we're at. It's the guy that did Happy Death Day, so it's very much along those lines of just being silly.
Yep.
Just seems to keep taking comedy premises and being like, what if it was horror, but still a comedy? So
it's weird how they advertise them, because normally they're shown as more scary than they are, like Fantasy Island, and then they're just not that scary.
Yeah.
Kind of like, why? I guess I feel like horror attracts a big audience.
I was excited about the fact that this movie is very cartoonishly violent.
Oh, that's good.
Like, because Happy Death Day and the second one both aren't all that violent.
Yeah.
And I was afraid this director wasn't gonna like
Commit.
because I was like, I love a fun slasher. And they make this like especially like there's a part like the opening is a full bottle of wine getting shoved down somebody's neck, and then he punches their neck and the glass shatters through his throat.
That's quite fun.
And that's the opening, and it goes up from there. It is not that great up. Like it's only specifically terrific when they switch the bodies,
Alright,
and then it is so much fun.
Nice.
But yeah, that was my palate cleanser. Oscar.
Nice. Well, I've watched just a venture to television.
Oh, okay.
That's right.
Well, there's no room for that here. So, what film have you watched?
Well, I'll add in.
No,
real quickly. I actually just watched Natural Born Killers for the second time.
Oh,
Really
I've
like
never
it.
seen Natural Born Killers. It looks wacky.
It
I've
is
seen
wacky.
bits of it, and I was like, "This." It looks like ADHD, the film.
Oh, it really is. It's pretty fun. I couldn't tell you why I love it, because the violence is awful. The story's a bit of a I don't know. I can't.
Because it is a Tarantino script.
Story. I think he doesn't like. I don't think.
Oh no, that's right. Because he sold it to Oliver Stone. Yeah, and Oliver
Stone does a great job of it. I feel like you can feel it's a Quentin Tarantino thing, but there's also little bits. It's very. I enjoy it. There's a great scene where they're doing like this. God, the first 40 minutes is just no plot. Like there is a plot, but like it's a lot of just surreal elements. There's a bit where they just do like a 50s like I Love Lucy scene, and it's like. That guy, like, what do you mean? No respect. That guy is just beating his wife and, like, raping the daughter. Awful stuff. Very weird. Very fun. I'm going to now jump. We probably should cut. Anyway, my palate cleanser was I watched the Auntie Donna Big Old House of Fun on Netflix.
I have no clue what that is.
Oh, okay. That's real. Okay. Never mind. Okay. They're Australian comedians that have just got a show on Netflix. They've done a sketch comedy show.
Were they from YouTube?
They were.
The Roundabout Crew?
No, they did. Do you remember that Pud thing? A little bit of Pud.
Oh, those guys.
Those guys.
Oh, how fun!
Yes.
A little bit of Pud.
They've got and it's very enjoyable. I also finished season. I won't.
What's it called?
Auntie Donna's Big Old House of Fun.
Okay.
If you like that sort of stuff, is that kind of comedy? If you like, honestly, I'm so happy that like Australian comedians that started on YouTube have now got an established like brand behind them as Netflix. It's definitely very funny. Again, it's a sketch show, so it's hit and miss. But
oh wow, it's got Weird Al and Anthony Starr from The Boys and Kristen Schatzl from Bob's Burgers and Karen Son.
Ed Helms is the producer and also stars in it.
Yeah. It's also got Ronnie Chang, who's also Australian. Cool.
It's enjoyable. If you like that kind of humor, it's very good. I just want to shout them out because I think nice.
Oh, Jack Quaid's in it too. Oh, okay, all right. You saw Paul F. Tompkins. All right, I'll watch it.
It's a good bit. I also watched the first season of The Boys.
Oh yeah,
Absolutely love it.
yeah. It's
Oh
very
my
good.
God.
Yeah.
My favorite new show. I've been so excited about a show for so long.
Why did it take you so long?
I just got Amazon Prime and now feel like a fucking fool because I went, wow, every film we've got on the podcast is on this. And
They've got all of this.
all of them. I feel like an absolute fool.
Yeah.
YouTube's taken my money, stolen it.
Yeah, because I feel like actually consistently you've been like, I bought it, and I'm like, it's on Amazon Prime, right? I watched it for free.
I try. It's just me being lazy. I'm just like, I finally got it. Now I'm like, okay, cool, I get it. It's cool.
You can finish Fleabag now.
I can. Is that? I thought that was on.
No, it's an Amazon original.
Chuffed.
Yeah.
Very chuffed.
What else does Amazon have that's really good? It has a handful of things that I think are terrific. But anyway, next week, how fitting that you've seen The Boys, because we're reviewing The Avengers!
Oh my word.
And, oh God, it's particularly shitty because Sean Connery just passed away.
Oh.
But...
We have to commit to the jokes.
Yep, it is Ralph Fiennes, Uma Thurman, Sean Connery...
Wait, really? What year is this?
Sorry, it is 1998.
Oh, I thought we were going to be reviewing the 1970s one, that TV movie.
No. This is based on the serial The Avengers.
Oh my word. Wow.
So yeah.
Stay tuned for that.
I'm also very excited. The movie goes for a cracking hour and 29 minutes.
Oh, goodness. A minute off.
It's already a 5-star film. Look at it go. Alright, guys. Thank you for listening.
Thank you for listening.
Alright, guys. Thank you for listening. Tell your friends about us. Maybe one day we'll read out your weather. You can find us on iTunes, Spotify, Stitcher, and YouTube.
And if you have a film you'd like us to review or questions you'd like to ask, email us at askwwwtpodcast@gmail.com.
You can leave us 5 stars on iTunes or any sort of praise anywhere. It helps new listeners find us and our egos grow.
Alternatively, don't do anything and see if we care.
Yep, ball's in your court.
Thanks for listening.
See you next week.